Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Bolling. Welcome to Cashin. Our Cashin crew this week: Wayne Rogers, Jonathan Honig, Michelle Fields, and Ebony K. Williams. Welcome, everybody. After the Navy Yard shooting tragedy, a big business taking a big stand on the gun debate in America.
Order a Cafe Grande or a Venti if that's your thing, but don't bring your Glock. The CEO of Starbucks brewing up controversy this week, asking customers to stop bringing guns into his stores. Some say it's a smart move in wake of the D.C. Navy Yard shooting. Others say stand down. In most states, it's all right. So who's right? Who's wrong? Warning, the contents of this debate is extremely hot.
So, Michelle, let's start with you. Who do you think is right? Now to their credit, or let's clarify, Schultz said, the CEO said, no, we're not banning guns from our stores. We're recommending, we're asking you not to bring your gun to our store. What do you think of that?
Well, I think the CEO's politics is just as bad as the overpriced coffee he serves. But look, Americans have every right to be upset. Why is their coffee shop getting involved in politics? This is simply PR. It's not as if there was this big event that happened at Starbucks related to a gun. This is the CEO taking advantage of the D.C. Navy Yard shooting and inserting himself into the conversation and trying to generate a conversation about gun control. That's what it's all about, PR and politics.
Right. Wayne, what about activist CEOs? CEOs who get involved in social issues and really no regard, have really not much to do with their business. Your thoughts?
Well, I think they have every right to say what they say. I mean, if I owned a store and I, you know, I would be the same way as Howard Schultz. I'd just say, guys, we don't want people to come in here with guns. I don't want them to come in with flamethrowers. I don't want them to come in with sticks of dynamite. I mean, all of that upsets my customers. I have the right to say that. So why shouldn't I say that? Why he's doing it, I don't know. I think you're right. That's a political thing.
And that's the debate, Wayne. It's not a debate whether he has the right to say it. Everyone has First Amendment right. You can say whatever you please. But is it good for businesses to really kind of maybe alienate a big percentage of the American population, people who believe in the Second Amendment?
I think he's crazy to insert himself into it. I think he's nuts to have opened his mouth about it. I mean, it doesn't matter whether they come in there with the gun or not. I mean, why should he be? It's I said, Willie Sutton once said, unless they're coming in there to rob him, and I don't know anybody who goes in to rob a coffee shop. That's dumber than dirt. So I don't know why he said it.
Okay, well, so Ebony, what about that? Hold on, John. Just let me go to Ebony real quickly. Is Schultz trying to become a lobbyist, an anti-gun lobbyist?
I don't think he's doing that, Eric. What I do think is that there's precedent for this type of CEO political statement. I mean, we saw this with Chick-fil-A last year, coming out with this really hard, bright line stance against marriage equality. Is it bad for business? I don't think necessarily. Chick-fil-A really didn't see any type of significant downfall in their business. In fact, they had about a 2.2% sales increase after that type of political statement. And Starbucks itself, too, has gone down this road, again, taking a bright line stance in favor of marriage equality. 3 weeks after that stance, their sales went, their stock percentages went up 15%.
Go ahead,
so I don't think it's bad for business.
John, you've been waiting patiently.
No one on this panel should lecture Howard Schultz on how to run a business, okay? He's doing pretty well without any of our help. And this is a property rights issue, Eric. It is not a Second Amendment issue. And I'm saying that as a card-carrying member of the National Rifle Association. Starbucks is a business. It's private property. They're going to make the decisions that are best for their brand and best for their bottom line. And to Schultz's credit, he is asking customers not to bring guns into the store. And I'll tell you, I think Second Amendment advocates should respect his rights, should respect his property wishes, and not make his stores the battleground for some kind of a political movement.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, I agree with you on so many things, Jonathan, but I'm not sure this is a good business decision. Let's go back to Michelle. Michelle, he's making a stand on your right to carry a gun, and he says don't do it into my store. But why should he say anything at all? Aren't you going to, next time you know, if you have a carry license, you have a gun, you go, there's a Starbucks, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. You know what? I'll go to the Dunkin' Donuts. I can bring my gun to either one, but I just may go to Dunkin' Donuts next time.
Well, I think it's also part of the brand. I mean, when you think of Starbucks, you don't think of conservatives. I mean, you usually think of young yuppies going there, a lot of liberal people. So I think he thinks that this is probably good for his brand, right? He came out in favor of gay marriage, and that did well for his company. So I don't think he sees this as a bad business move. I think he thinks it's smart, but it's unfair to a lot of the customers that he's alienating.
Go ahead, Wayne.
Do you guys feel the same way about buildings? I mean, there's a number of buildings in Chicago that that put this is a gun-free zone. Do you feel the same thing about buildings that mark their private property as being gun-free?
Yeah, I don't like those either. You know why, John? You know why I don't like those?
You have to respect their right not to want guns on their property.
Because the buildings that are marked this is a gun-free zone are the most dangerous buildings to be in, because bad guys know they're gun-free zones, and that's where they go.
Then don't go in them.
Okay, fair enough. Wayne, go ahead.
No, I think, Eric, I think you're right. You have to ask the question, why does he do this? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's not an issue. He's making it an issue. If I have a store and I make it an issue about guns or about anything else, as I said, if I have a big sign in the window that says, please do not enter here if you are wearing a flamethrower, that's insane. It's just nuts. You don't need to do that. You know, now, yes, he can express himself. He can express himself any way he wants to. He can also say, I'm going to deny service to people who come in here with flamethrowers and dynamite also. But it doesn't make any sense, and you're right.
And go ahead, Ebony. Let me bring Ebony in here. What if he said, I
was going to say,
I'm pro-choice, and anyone who doesn't like the fact that I'm pro-choice, maybe you don't want to drink my coffee.
I think that's exactly why he's doing it, Eric. I think that he is tired of both pro-gun right advocates and also anti-gun right groups, both using Starbucks. I think that's what's interesting about Starbucks. They're kind of uniquely positioned in that way, that their brand is actually being courted by both of these lobbying sides. So this is Schultz's opportunity here to come out and say, you know what, this is where I stand on this. This is my personal political belief, and let his 70 million customers decide as they will.
Very good, very good. Yeah, Jonathan, finish it up. Go ahead, sir.
I think Second Amendment advocates, again, do a real disservice to their cause by making private property like Starbucks ground zero for their political fight. These are battles that should be waged in the legislature, in the political realm, not in the private for-profit realm, where entrepreneurs and business people like Howard Schultz have every right to dictate the terms of trade on their property.
Very good. We're going to leave it there. Good discussion. Good debate, guys.